George Pickens, who was wide receiver 37 last year, 52 receptions, 84 targets, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns, an average of 4.9 targets per game. Thoughts on George Pickens?
I'm a proponent that Pickens will kind of usurp Deontay Johnson, at least as far as fantasy points goes, to be the leader in the clubhouse. I would not be surprised to see him at 100 to 110 targets this upcoming season, so a big jump. Deontay Johnson might have more receptions, typically because Johnson was used for those quick slants, right? Those short intermediate routes. Pickens was a highlight reel at times with the spectacular catches that he had, the one-handed grab earlier in the season, kind of that backwards acrobatic catch that he had on, I think, Thursday Night Football, I think that was, and his nose for the end zone. So I like Pickens a bit more. Relatively, they're going, I don't know, what are they going? They're going half a round apart.
Yeah.
So pretty stinking close to each other. Pick your poison. I would rather go with Pickens, but I've been known to have a Georgia bias.
No way. I think I would agree with you, especially in Dynasty, right? A little bit younger guy who's got more of a chance to build a rapport with a quarterback over the next couple of years. So for sure, Pickens, I think in Dynasty situations is the better option. And again, like I said earlier, Kevin, I would agree with you that I think he is probably, target number one on this offense in the receivers. I keep going back to this schedule that the Steelers have this year. Man, they're going up against just some tough defenses.
Yeah, I can understand that. And some of that does depend upon how you've put together your roster and constructed it, right? Deontay Johnson is probably going to get there a little bit more. I think you're right. George Pickens very well could outscore Deontay Johnson when it's all said and done, right? But it's not going to surprise me if George Pickens gets there with a lot more blow up games, whereas Deontay Johnson is more your just kind of steady Eddie, reliable. He's not going to necessarily blow up one way or another there, right? George Pickens, right? Like I think I just ran through with Deontay Johnson being somewhere around probably 80 receptions, around 900 yards there. I think George Pickens gets probably close to the yardage somewhere around 850 to 900 yards, but only does it on about 60 receptions. Right. And I think he probably finds the end zone a few more times there. Right. Like it wouldn't surprise me to see him fall into the end zone 6 or 7 times compared to 4 or 5 times. So I think that we can see him get there. I think we can see him do it. It's going to be, much more electric to it. And it's going to be a little bit more inconsistent on it. But I think that he will get there. And so some of that's going to depend upon how you have your roster constructed, how you want to go about doing that, and how confident you feel about being able to set those matchups and being able to play those matchups.